Hi everybody, it is Friday. I could not be happier. Fridays are my favorite day. So we've got a lot to do in the garden, but first, I am so excited to share. I was on the hunt for, here's my box, well, I wasn't necessarily on the hunt. I was looking for vases, and you saw in my last vlog, I got the two white ones, and then I was able to get the big, beautiful glass one. Well, they ended up having, let me find my scissors, the smaller one, and they had it on clearance at Target, and I didn't even know there was a smaller one. So now I will have the big glass large one, which I'll remind you and show you later, and then I found the smaller one. Now I paid, it was $30, but I ended up getting it for $8.99, and then this one was on clearance, but it's the smaller one, and it was $16.99 on clearance. So of course my first thought was, well, I got the big one for $8.99, so it felt like I was paying so much more for the smaller one, but it's still a fantastic price. My only worry is a lot of times, and I'm just gonna say it, when I order glass items from Target, they are broken when they arrive to me, and I'm really worried about this one because it was sold out, like they had none. And so I just randomly later in that day, what was this, 3 days ago, I just pulled the site back up and it said one available, and I was like, put in my cart, and I ended up getting it. And so let's see how Target did with shipping this one. Okay, we're doing good. We've got lots of bubble wrap and a smaller box in that bigger box. So maybe we're going in the right direction. Oh, here we go. Let's take it out and see. Okay, looks like she's in good condition. Make sure there's no cracks because it's glass. Okay, she's perfect. So this is the vase, and I'll go grab the big one so you can see the two together, but that is absolutely beautiful, and I cannot wait to put lots of big dahlias and asters and snapdragons and zinnias and just so many things. So she's, and not that I'm always going to have this one sitting next to the big one, but that would be pretty stunning seeing the two together. So very, very excited. What I thought I would do, because I have not vlogged since last Saturday, and today is Friday. Let me let the plane go by. I vlogged last Saturday, today is Friday, so it's been an entire week since you've seen the garden, and she is just really shining. She looks spectacular. I thought while it's kind of gloomy and foggy this morning, I'd give you a quick look, and we'd just see how much it's grown in a week since you've seen her. So we're just going to go very quickly, but right here in this bed, all of these snapdragons have been snipped, so they are set. We won't have to worry about those. We have some straw flowers, sweet alyssum, our cauliflower, and more straw flowers on the other side. I don't have a head yet on my cauliflower, so nothing yet in the center, but they are structured and ready to start developing it. They have a really strong base, really strong leaves. They are ready to go. We just need it to get a little cooler so that we don't have any issues, but those are set. Now this is my absolute favorite bed. This is 3 different varieties of cabbage. We have a purple cabbage, red cabbage some people call it. I have a Jersey cabbage, which it grows in a cone shape, which I think all 3 of these are the Jersey. As you can see, it's really starting to form in more of a cone shaped head. And this one, I've got to look at the name of it, but she is absolutely stunning. She took that center stage seriously. I think she's going to be a Christmas cabbage. We might actually get to have her for Christmas. This one is so pretty. Another one, which is the same variety as that one, that might be my New Year's Day cabbage. And then more there. I probably put too many. Like, I should not have put these 2 here. So I'll make a note of that next year. I'm not even sure why I did that. And then my straw flowers are coming along. And the 2 snapdragons that I was just kind of testing to see how they would do, they're both doing great. So we're going to let those keep going. the agenda today is to clean these out and remove the mint because these are going to be tulips. So I'm going to get rid of that and get rid of that. I enjoyed growing mint, but I'm over it, and I did not reach for it as much as I thought that I would, so we'll get these cleaned out today. Now this has been the highlight of my week. I have my first little blueberry flowers. I bought this plant a year ago almost. I bought it in February of 25, and it was just a small little plant, and I have nurtured her every weekend. Every Saturday I check the pH because it's got to be 4.5 to 5.5, and so I take care of her every weekend. The snapdragons are all going to get snipped. Straw flowers looking great, but these will all get trimmed today. And then this is absolutely loving the plant food. How gorgeous is that velvet? Oh, it's so pretty. And these, of course, oh, and look, I didn't see her yesterday, the large one. So she is growing actually all the multiple colors, which is so pretty. And then these are just, I mentioned this before, the best $1.97 I've ever spent. So absolutely love those. And over here, I'll be trimming these snapdragons. And again, I don't know what this is, but it has been the prettiest background for the snapdragons, which are growing. The zinnias are doing fantastic because it's so warm. These are actually from Magnolia silos. I bought this when we went on vacation, and they're from Joanna's line, and brought them back, and I am just so happy with those. These are the prettiest marigolds. I will grow these again. I will not grow, these are the sugar and spice, but I will not grow the Cracker Jacks, and I'll show those to you in a minute. And then I'll cut these. The broccoli is doing good, but we need it to get colder so that she can start developing the broccoli. And rosemary's doing fantastic. Sweet alyssum just looks gorgeous. Straw flowers, giant red mustard, red cabbage, rosemary, sugar and spice marigolds, snapdragons. Everybody's doing great. We've got zinnias over there going by. These are my ranunculus. This is the peach variety, and then this is the elegance, and this is the anemones and full star anemones. And then this is the mixture of all the leftover anemones and ranunculus. They're all right there. I'm going to trim all of the snapdragons, and then we are going to start planting the ranunculus that are from the upstairs refrigerator in here. And then I will go and plant in my 3-quart pots more ranunculus. And then this is the ixias and alliums that'll grow there. And then this is a shot at the last bed. These are doing great since I trimmed them. I cut them very, very low, and they're doing really good. Straw flowers down there. And then this is the Cracker Jack. I don't love the orange, but Vase Life, these are lasting like, and the bees absolutely love it, but they're lasting like 2 and 3 weeks. Okay, so that's a look at everything. I'm going to take my vase inside. Going to get changed so I can get out in the garden and do some work, but I have ordered some seeds. I'm so excited to share them with you. I think they should be here. I'll go check the mailbox, but I have some beautiful, beautiful things that are going to be going in the garden this spring. I'm telling you, you're just going to not believe how this garden's going to end up looking in the spring. I'm so excited. So, okay, I'll see you in a bit. I just drove up in the driveway and grabbed my phone, and one of my favorite things is pulling up when the garden looks like this. It is so pretty, and it's just, it makes me so happy to come home to. My little lanterns are going, the lights are on, but not the string lights, just the lights on the fence. It's so pretty. Just had to share that. That's what greets me when I come home, and it makes me so happy. So I just brought my groceries inside, and I let the doodles out, and I brought my bag in. But one thing that I always do is when I come home for the day, no matter how busy and wild and crazy my day might have been, when I start to get close to my neighborhood, it is not allowed to come with me. And I come home, pull up in the driveway so that I can just enter into my garden with so much peace. and just, I come out here and breathe and just take it in. Look at this. I love it. Absolutely love it. This lantern is one of my favorite things I've ever owned. I mean, it honestly looks like a fire is in there, and it makes me so happy. Look at that. Hi everybody, happy Saturday. So we're gonna get busy in the garden. Jumping right in. It's a bit too warm today. It's about 83 degrees in the garden. It's 88 in the greenhouse. I've opened up the window, I have the door open, and I am in like linen shorts and a t-shirt because it's kind of too warm. But I was looking at my notes from my past seasons, and one reason that this is too warm for brassicas is they like to be 60 to 70 degrees for your daytime temperatures and 50 to 60 at your nighttime. Also, it can speed up growth too much. It can cause them to taste bitter. It can stress the plant. It can stretch their cells inside. So it's just not a good ideal temperature. But I was also looking at the weather app, and it looks like, whoops, it went straight to Amazon. Let's go to the weather app. So we're about 82 degrees today. Then tomorrow we'll go 75, 76, and we'll drop down by Wednesday to 72. Then hopefully for several days we'll be in the 60s to low 70s, and that's the range that we need to be at. So not too many days like this, but a couple. But we've got a lot to do to keep us busy, and I think we're dressed for it. Somebody did ask me about my glasses because it seemed like I have a different pair a lot. I do. I have several different pairs that I have to leave everywhere because I have that problem of leaving my glasses everywhere. I've even left them hanging on the cattle panel. So today is a clear day. I think my favorite pair is the turtle shell color. The black is a little too harsh in my opinion, but you know what? Sometimes I gotta go with whatever I have. So luckily we don't have any fertilizing that we have to do this weekend. No fish emulsion, so that's a good thing. I've got 3 sets of seeds that just came in the mail. I want to go ahead and share it with you, so in case that you see something you want to go ahead and order. It's the Aster seeds, and I picked these up from Eden Brothers. Peony, Duchess, Apricot. So this is a look at the first one. She's absolutely gorgeous. So pretty. And then I picked up the Apollinia, I don't know how you say this one, Camille. I will put that down below so that you can see it. I think she's going to be gorgeous with everything that I have planned. It has peach, pink, yellow. It's going to be the perfect combination. Okay, then I'm going with a couple of different varieties of zinnias and Johnny seeds. They should be here anytime soon. Those are going to be absolutely gorgeous. But this is the Zinnia Cactus, and let me zoom in so that you can see that. They are so full and so pretty. Cannot wait to get those planted. So the very first item on our list is I'm going to run inside and get the little cup I've already put together. I am going to do something different where normally I direct sow my zinnias, but I've been watching a lot of flower farmers that talk about how when they're making bouquets, they don't want to take the risk of direct sowing their zinnias and not knowing what they're going to end up with. And so I'm going to test some seeds that are from this past season that were just seeds that were left over. It's a good time for me to test this, and I'm going to plant the zinnias in the cup, the seeds, and we're going to start it in my indoor greenhouse so that I can watch and kind of test and document how they do with growing. I want to watch their germination. I want to see how many days it takes to germinate. I want to watch kind of a 2-week point, 4-week point, 6-week point. Now, even though these will grow sooner than it's ready to put them in the ground because of my zone, it'll still be too cold, at least I can watch the growth pattern and document it to see what it's going to look like, and I'll keep you updated on that. So let me go get my cup prepared, my soil prepared, and we'll plant our seeds. Okay, I have got my hands full. I want to make sure that I show you everything that I'm going to do. It's just such a gloomy, strange day that all I want to do is be as casual and comfortable as possible, and just do my garden chores and then go curl up on the couch this evening and watch Netflix. You're gonna have to let me know what you're watching. Okay, let's get this ready. So, what I'm going to do is, I would normally never ever light a candle in my greenhouse because, you know, I don't want to, who needs a candle lit in the greenhouse? But the reason I'm doing this is because I take, this is my garden only steak kebab skewer, and I'm going to put the tip of it, which you can see I've already been using it, and we're just going to hold it there for a few minutes. So normally I do several of these at one time, but we're just going to take this and put 2 holes into our cup and immediately blow out our candle, because we're not doing a whole bunch of seed starting, even though that's coming very, very soon. But we have 2 holes. That's going to allow us to do our bottom watering, which is much, much better for the plant. So whenever I have a tray like this sitting inside, of course it won't have dirt in it, it'll be clean, but it would sit in the tray like this, and then I'm going to add my water just a little bit to my tray. It will bring it up and water the plant instead of you possibly damaging the little seedling. So that is why we're going to do that. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with soil. This is a little bit moist, but when I take it inside, I'll water it. So let me go do that right now, because I want to add my seedlings to it, with it being more of a moist. I'm actually starting 3 seedlings in here in 1 cup instead of doing multiple cups, which is not what I would normally do, but this is just for experimental purposes, and I'll kind of, if I have to pluck one, I will, and then we'll watch it grow. So let me go wet my soil. Okay, so I've gone inside, I have wet my soil, it's nice and ready. I'm going to take my Zinnia mix, and we are going to, I'm going to plant 3 just to be safe. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. There we go, we have 3. Now, most importantly, I'm going to write on my cup which variety that I just planted, even though this is just more for an experiment, how many seeds I put in the cup, and what the date is, so that I know when I did this. I'll get that written on there, and then I'll go take this upstairs so she can start under the light, and we can start the documenting the process. This is beyond exciting. My Lithianthus has sprouted, several of them, so I don't want to lose my humidity on my dome, so let me take this off and let me show you how they look. Okay, so this little Burpee set is actually really working well, and I love it, and I will keep using it, but can you see they are the tiniest? I can't even go that close to them because they're so tiny. Look at that. So these are going to take about 10 to 12 weeks. We're already 2 weeks in before we can even think about transplanting them, and they have to have 3 to 4 sets of true leaves. So it's going to be a long process. Okay, next on our list, we are going to go plant our Ranunculus. So let me grab them out of the little refrigerator, which, by the way, it is doing fantastic. It has been a lifesaver, and I'm able to set it at the perfect temperature, which right now it's at 54 degrees, and that is just perfect. All right, we've got tray number 1 and tray number 2. So these are the Ranunculus that are a mixed variety. I picked these up at Home Depot to test them out, and I'll go check to see how they're all sprouting, and we'll get these in the ground. These were the ones that I did not love the packaging because several of them were broken, but they look like they're doing good as far as sprouting. So okay, so before I dive into the dirt and get my hands really dirty, my husband made us breakfast, and he made a ham omelet, but he used chives from my garden, so I'm excited to have that and hash browns. So I'm gonna go have breakfast in the garden. It's one of my favorite things to do on the weekend, and I'm going to sit down and look at my spreadsheet and kind of get myself organized and kind of document that I am about to start planting the Ranunculus and where I'm planting them, and just enjoy the garden because it's really quiet right now, and it's very warm in the 80s, high 80s, but it's like this gloomy, just cozy feeling. So I'm gonna go eat and enjoy this. So, breakfast is finished. I'm telling you, my husband can cook the most delicious breakfast. I am more of your lunch and dinner and appetizers, dessert, but he knows how to do a delicious breakfast. I noticed my little plants in here were in desperate need of a little water, so we are gonna get those taken care of really quickly. Okay, those are watered. We are going on, let's see, Monday will be week number 4 for these Cracker Jack marigolds. And I know I put in my notes that I wasn't going to grow these again because of the orange color wasn't my favorite, but I guess maybe for a fall flower they are really, really pretty, and their vase life is very long. Okay, so my goal is to not make too much of a mess. Let's see how many. I've got gloves just in case I need them, but I seem to be a little bit more gentle not using them. You know what, I am going to do a second tray of the ones that might need a little bit longer. This one has some roots, but it's not the same kind of white. I'll give that one some thought. Let me see how many I end up with. This one honestly looks like it was multiple clumped together. And we just want to be so careful. But that did come apart pretty easily. Okay, well, we just got another one out of that. We're supposed to have 50. So that's another thing I want to make sure I do is count to see how many we actually did end up with. Okay, so this is what I'm watching for as I order from different brands so that I know what I'm working with. I really feel like the ones from Dutch Grown were all separated really nicely. It made it much easier to plant. They came in together. I'm finding that these are, that is honestly 3. I know it is, but I'm so scared to separate them. Okay, so I ended up with 55 of them, but that could also be because I split some, and I'm thinking that when they were counting them into the bag, they were counting them as, you know, one big massive clump. There are some that I think I could still probably split, but I'm not about to chance it. 55 is plenty. And then I had 3 that did not have long roots, but I'm going to go ahead and plant them because they do have the start, and there's no sense of messing up my design and holding those out. So let me go get these in the yard. Okay, so I have more rocks that I'm waiting to come to fill in all of this area, but I'm waiting for them to get them in, so that will not look that way. I'm debating on removing that sweet alyssum. Even though I love how she looks hanging over, I really think it's going to mess up the look, and it's going to mess up the spacing. So if anything was to happen to her and she did die, I would lose all of that front area from there to there, and there would be nothing, and it would look very strange. So transplanting her is not an option because they don't transplant very well. I'm just going to go ahead and remove her. Okay, I'm just going to simply start refreshing my soil by using the soil that I used to pre-sprout everything and just repurpose it. Okay, if I do a 6-inch spacing, which is recommended, I should be able to get 16 ranunculus in here, and they would be spaced out perfectly. And that's what I did in the other beds, and they all look like they're coming up in a really nice way. So I think that's what we're going to try here, is to go 16. We have 55, so that'll let us use our other plan that I'm going to do. So the good thing is this measures 6 inches long, so I'm going to use that as my tool to go around. So we'll see how they grow. Okay, next I'm going to plant the rest of them, and I thought it would be pretty to line this up with some ranunculus. Now that mint is probably going to end up being tulips, but that's just there for right now. But I am going to go ahead and take this one, go fill it up with soil, and then we will put ranunculus in it. Because we have ranunculus on that side, I thought it would be pretty to have them on this side. And this is where we're going to be expanding the garden and adding 2 4x8 beds and more rocks. So to have ranunculus going down this side would be really pretty. Okay, so I have the soil, but this was not the original plan. My thought was, though, it would look really nice to go ahead and get the matching bucket and then put 2 at the entrance, and then those other 3 will line that pathway. The problem is it doesn't look like they have 2 of the size that I need, because this is the smaller. We could go with the same color family, or the exact same color, but it would have this look to it instead of that fluted, and I really do love that fluted look. I'm just not seeing anywhere. So, because the little blue ones are for zinnias, and I don't want to, the ranunculus are just so beautiful. They're a real statement piece. But I could do these at the entrance and it would still be the same color family. So I think I'll just do 2 of these, and that will do the rest of the ranunculus. I can get those in there, because that would be, I could definitely get 7, probably 14, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do with the rest. They do have it in the 5-gallon in the cream color, but that would be introducing a whole nother color, and I don't want to do that. It's such a shame they don't have the fluted in the 5-gallon. And then I could do this one. So this is a 1-gallon. Okay, y'all, I just found it. I literally just crawled under here, and there's 2 more. I don't think I have it in me to crawl under there. That's really far. I don't see anybody that works here. I'm too scared there's going to be a big bug under there. That is really far. It doesn't look far, but that's like 4 rows back. It's a stick or something. Let me get this and use this. She must really want those pots. There's like nobody to ask. Success. That was a win. Okay, let's see what we can get done with these. So we're wanting to remember to space them 6 inches apart. So we're going to start there and there. Okay, we're going to do the exact same plan over here because they're the same pots. So we're going to go 1, 2. I think in the end that's actually going to be the best result that could have been. I think having the ranunculus at the entrance on both sides, and then when you walk in and you see those pots where the mint are, there's 4, there's 2 on each side that we can see from this side. Those are going to be tulips, and I just think it's going to be stunning. And then to see that pathway down the other side of the raised beds with all ranunculus as well, I think that I couldn't have designed that better without it being accidental that happened that way. So now we need to water those in, and then we're going to spray out all of our little trays so that these we can decide which ones we'll need for our seed starting, since that is in just a few weeks. So let me take a look at these, and my fingernails are going to need a good cleaning tonight. But let me take a look at all these, spray them down, get them laid out so they can dry, and we'll put these up. I think that is going to be so pretty, having all of those ranunculus in that pot, and then all of the flowers in the round bins and then along the side. And then once we put a bed here and then we put more rocks, I just think that's going to be very, very pretty. Everybody is watered in and settled. Okay, I did decide to go ahead and pick up my tinfoil trays. I think nothing gives me anxiety like leaving all of that out there and knowing that it's laying out there. So I'm just going to get one of my clean cloths and hand dry them. I can tell you I have a lot more of the trays that have the holes poked in them for ranunculus and anemones. So I'm going to dry these off and store them. And then for my seed starting, I'm definitely, oh no, I still have a lot. I forgot that Amazon was the absolute best place to get these. So I have a ton for this year's seed starting. So, and you don't want holes in those because that's how you're doing the bottom watering. So we're set there. So let me hand dry these and then I'll put these up. And then the garden will look so much nicer. I think we got a lot accomplished today, and even an unplanned trip to the store. 2 more of the brown pots, which honestly I think was a great solution, and I think to have those ranunculus at the entrance are going to be beautiful. Tomorrow we will pull all the mint and clean out those pots so that we can refresh the soil and plant tulips. So we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I do have one over there, so I have 5 total. But I think I'm going to put 1 or 2 because I have a pot back here. I think I'm going to put 2 pots right when you pull up the driveway on the outside of the greenhouse, and so you'll see tulips as you enter the driveway, and then you'll have tulips there that you'll see. I just think it's going to be beautiful. So we'll get that cleaned up tomorrow, and we need to snip our snapdragons, all the other ones, because the only ones we did are in the bed, and it worked out fantastic. So we've got a lot of snipping to do tomorrow, so we'll get that done. And then I need to do my organic weed killer and put that on my rocks. I do that about once every month, but because it's cooled off, last time I did it was 2 months ago. So we'll do that on the beds, and then hopefully I can try a recipe with you on an appetizer I hope to cook for Christmas, and it sounds like it's going to be delicious, but I want to test it before I serve it for the first time to make sure we really do like it. And yeah, that's it. So thank you so much for being here today. We were able to get so much done, and I just love getting to share with you. So I think that's it. All right, have a great night. Thanks a lot. Bye.